Alrighty, good morning. How are you guys? Hope you're doing good. I'm Jack, this is my coffee break. We are back on Vulpincraft. So, it's been a long time. For me, not for you, for me. I took a break for a little while. We did stuff on the server, and then we stopped doing stuff on the server, and then I took another break. And so it's just sort of been chill over here. I've been doing a lot of other stuff in the background. Been working on some other projects, many of which you have already seen on the channel. Right now I've got Void Menagerie that I'm recording in the background, so this gives you an idea of how long ago this is. Time on this series is weird, and it's kind of something I'm just sort of living with. We've had these giant pits for forever. And they're not really going anywhere. Like, my plan originally was to build farms, and then eventually to build them up with stuff for create. And it's been very slow. We've got a few things, we've got, our little water wheel, and our blast furnace with a depot. And there's lots of ways that we can expand this and automate this. Most of them that you saw with Rick Talk. But, that being said, there is a part of me that just wants to decorate and move on. I don't know. I haven't decided if we are going to continue trying to do stuff with Create. Not permanently, just like for right now. It is definitely one of those mods that is so big that you kind of spend a long time learning it, and then if you take a break, you kind of forget. Unfortunately, at least for me. And it's been a little bit interesting trying to get back into the swing of technical mods. My mind used to work like this. And then lately, I don't know, I've been playing other games, and so it just don't have that logic set anymore. You know what they say about a muscle, if you don't use it, you lose it, so that's kind of been how it is. So, and I need to unplug my Wacom tablet so it doesn't, there we go, so it doesn't show up in the recordings. Where did I leave my tools, and did I leave them on the boat? I may have left them on the boat. Where did I leave the boat? Yeah, there's the plane. Did I leave my boat? Well, I guess I know what we're doing this episode. We're gonna go look for the boat. It feels like that shouldn't be as easy as it is to lose, but here we all are. Up. Don't stall. There we go. So I bet that I left it over at the Clockwork City. So we're gonna go check there first, and if not, then we'll go check over at one of the train station hubs, which there is not a train, don't get excited. But I started building train station hubs, and then didn't get much farther than that. Maybe that's that. You know what? Maybe that's the other thing we're gonna do today. We'll figure out where the boat went, and then I'll go get the boat. And then we will hop into creative, and then I'm just gonna build trains. Because I love trains, and I just want to build some. I'm simple at heart. I see a train, I like a train. Let's not dive headfirst into the water. Yeah, you see what I mean about the epidemic of burros, donkeys, it's just everywhere. There's just so many all the time. Okay, so they're not over here. Or the boat is not over here. Let's try going to the south coast, where I made a secondary base, and we'll work our way up the coast. I don't even see my house, much less a boat. No, of course I didn't do the sensible thing. Why would I have done that? Okay. West we go. Okay, quick pass over the island just to make sure that I'm not doing something dumb. Truly no boats at this island. Okay. Oh, that's concerning. Because this is the last place I remember having it. Huh. And we're sure? I guess we're sure. Okay. Well, you know, I thought about doing a world tour. I guess we're doing a world tour. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, to Rick Talk's old base we go. Okay, you remember how I was talking about earlier how I genuinely can't tell whether or not I had the shaders on? I can now abruptly tell when I have the shaders off. The good news is, Rick Talk's base looks incredible as usual. Bad news is that I'm not seeing a boat. Which is concerning. Not many other places I remember having it. But, while we're here, just so that way we can have a look around, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the monsters off for a little bit. So, this is Rick Talk and Humans' old base, from back when we had the server. I'm gonna keep all of this, of course, in case we ever decide to restart it. I don't think we will. Just because I think both of us have... I think we have other projects we want to work on for a little while. But yeah, so... Isn't that cool? So, Rick Talk isn't much of a designer, but his girlfriend is. And so, I don't know if she found these on like a tutorial, or if she came up with the design completely herself. I never got the details, but Rick would do all the technical workings. And then his girlfriend would do all of the actual, like, design stuff. I don't even know... Is there even an elevator connected to this? I can't tell. I think I may have broken something. Oh well. We're not going to think about it too hard. But yeah, and then she would do all the design for the buildings, and they look so good. So good. So like here's what Rick came up with, and it's really nice, don't get me wrong. I really like it. It's pretty. And then yeah, I mean it's just like it's quintessential cottagecore and I love it. There's moss all over the place. I don't know, it's all just really cool. So it is a little bit, I don't know, it is a little bit sad knowing that, like, you know. But besides that, it's also really nice to have, like, just proof that other people besides me were here. And I think that that's the thing that I'm holding on to, you know? So, it is really nice. and a lot of stuff that I definitely want to explore when I have more free time. As things stand right now, however, I need to find that boat. So I'm gonna go work on that for a little while, and then we will come back once I figure out where I left that thing, because I'm starting to get a little concerned. So, yeah. Okay, great news. I found the boat. Everything's fine. And we have Articuno. So, yeah, we're good. Everything's good. We're alright. I think for now, Articuno is just going to live at this base because he's really hard to transport back and forth. But that's okay. So, hopefully, eventually, I will get him back to the main base. We'll see. But yeah, so this is one of the, like, I need something to do in my spare time kind of projects I was doing. Occasionally, I like to just jump into survival mode and start afresh somewhere randomly on the map. And that's what I was doing here. So we've got the start of a house. We've got a little sheep farm. I brought Artie with me, of course. So yeah, it's just a nice little place to be. Got all my crops growing. So the main things I need to double check for are, yeah, so here are my tools. Okay. Feeling a lot better about that. And then Artie is, I think I ended up leveling up all of his, like, did I end up leveling up his water dog talents? Swimmer dog. Okay, so I leveled them up pretty high, just so that way I didn't have to worry about him, like, drowning while we transported over here. Clearly he's fine. Yeah, so let's go ahead and, you know what? Let's try and get, can we get Artie back? I know I got him here. Oh, that is a distance. You know what? Now that I know where I am, let me go get the plane and see if I can get him in the plane. Because I know previously we couldn't get him in the boat, but maybe the plane operates on different mechanics. Mr. Sheep, why are you here? Can I teleport with the plane? No, I can't. Okay. Alright. Good to know. Okay. Well, back into the wild blue we go. I'll see you then. You know, I just did all the work of getting this plane over here and realized there's not actually anywhere to land. Huh. What am I gonna do about that? Okay. What is the closest we can manage? Probably, like, I saw this little clearing over here. This is probably it, right? Like, this is the closest we're gonna get. Okay, yeah. It's not great. But it's nothing. It is better than nothing. Okay. You know what? We'll deal with the sheep in a minute. Let's get up here. Go get our Doge. Back to the plane. You know what I wish we had? Wish we had Pokeballs. Like, because he's already a Growlithe. Or an Arcanine, I guess. I wish we could have Pokeballs for these guys. And then that way, like, we don't have to worry about the whole transportation issue. Like, that would be great. This is my one issue with having, like, pets in games. If you don't have anywhere safe that you can store them, it feels harrowing, you know? There we go. Artie? Artie, get in the plane. Artie. Get in the plane. Come on. Buddy, I can only back this up on you so far. You're not gonna get in the plane, are you? Oh my goodness. Okay. This is why we stayed in creative mode. Let me grab a lead. We won't keep it, don't worry. Artie. No, that's not what I meant. There's just more sheep in the plane. Well, I don't want to hit him. Yeah, no, that would be bad. How do I do this? Maybe there is a Pokeball in Doggy Talents next that I just don't know about it. Canine Tracker. Collar. Conducting Bone? What on earth does that do? To bed? To self? Use the up and down arrow to select the dog you want to teleport. Type to search by the dog's name. Okay, so I've got Articuno. Oh! Okay, what if... I'm seeing the puzzle pieces. Alright, okay. What if we teleport here? Right. To self. Articuno. Oh, it worked. Okay, alright. Crisis averted. He can be back on the island. That's fine. Okay, yeah. And just chill here. Okay, I have to go get stuff. Please tell me I at least picked the right beach. Did I pick the wrong span of jungle again? Like, no, right? Maybe I did. Okay. So here's the deal, right? So we have this dark oak forest, right? Oh no, it is the right one. Okay. And it's right next to a jungle and a birch forest, right? But then we also have like this dark oak forest, which is near this jungle and this birch forest, or sorry, this dark wood, next to all of this again. So it's repeating. So I have to make sure that I'm picking the right one, because otherwise I just lose all my stuff again. Okay. Neat. Okay, alright, let's go back into survival mode. And then Rick Talk showed me that apparently when you break the plane, you don't actually destroy the plane, it just drops it as an item. So So if we just beat up the plane real quick. Yeah, and then we can just pick up our plane and then go to our boat. There we go. And then we can take the boat home. Right, and then we have all of our stuff. And we have all of our tools and all of our machines. We can drop all that off. And then, after that, we can pop into creative mode and go build a train. Slowly but surely, I am getting this figured out. Oh yeah, and we can turn the shaders back on. That'd be great. Video settings, shaders, enabled, done. Oh, and look at that. It's beautiful. Okay. Ooh, dolphin. Okay, back to the island we go. Okay, we made it back. We've got all of our stuff. We've got everything we needed. The dog is home. Let's park this just a little bit better. Just a little. There we go. And have your fuel back. Okay. So now that all of that is done, let's go dump our stuff real quick. I guess not in there. No, not back in the puddle. Okay. Good enough. Back over to where I wanted to build the train depot. Teleport here. Excellent. Okay. Good enough. Alright. Let's talk about trains. So, trains are... Once you actually get the materials to build them, they're a ton of fun and very easy to do. Getting the materials for them is a nightmare and a half. So let's go ahead and get ours lined up so that way I can cross the ocean. It'll be going like over there. And let's get out creative mode and some tracks. Yeah, there we go. And steam and rails. So I'm going to show you the phantom ones because they're cool. We'll do the tileless, and then we'll do some... We're in the desert. We'll do acacia. And, oh, why not? Let's grab a monorail as well. Okay, so just to show you what all we're looking at real quick. So this is our train track. It requires so much machinery to build. Like too much. Genuinely too much machinery is required. But once you get to the point where you can build the tracks, they're not like they're expensive, but they're not as expensive as they're not as expensive as it could have been, you know? So there's that. They've got all kinds of cool stuff. If you hold a item, like say a grass block, in your offhand while you build the train track, it will autofill around the track, which is pretty nice, especially if you want to do like in the air stuff. And there are certain cases where you would want to build a train in the air because your train doesn't have to be a train. I know that doesn't sound like it makes a lot of sense, but it's true. So when do we not want a train to be a train? Well, for example, when we have something like the phantom track. So it looks beautiful, right? I'm going to put down this little stretch here. Oh, are you not going to do the thing? Are you the wrong one? I might be thinking of the wrong one, but I'm pretty sure it's Phantom. Where, basically, there's a way where you put it down and it's invisible. Which means that even though we can't build real airships, like I'd been hoping this entire time, that mod is still not out. There is a mod for it. It's it'll be arriving, maybe, possibly, I don't know. But in the meantime, you can use something like a phantom track, which for whatever reason mine is just not behaving itself. And you can make essentially floating airships, regular ships. You can have them go through the water, all kinds of cool stuff. Or you can have tieless, which is basically the brown things in here are the ties, and then these are the rails. Tieless tracks just don't have the wood spokes. That's it. That's the whole deal there. And then a monorail is a monorail. Yeah. Plenty of YouTubers out there will tell you about the sins of the monorail. Personally, I think that this is a fantasy world, and we can have fun things. So let's say, for example, that we wanted our monorail to go, I don't know, up. Could I possibly do that? I don't know that I could. I mean, I sure would like to. I don't remember how to do it, though. But there is a way to, like, bend the rails up and down without necessarily being on a slope. And then, of course, you can bend them side to side. You know, something like that. All kinds of cool stuff. So this is how you make the rails that will eventually become your train. What it doesn't answer is how we get started building a train. So first things first, we need a depot. I don't think we're going to need more acacia rails, but just in case I accidentally delete something, we'll leave them be. Okay. So, we need train casing. We don't need a schedule right now. We do need a train station. We don't need a train signal. Don't need an observer. Do need train controls. We do need some doors. And a trapdoor is not necessary. But then, of course, also, we need the front of the choo-choo train. So, I'm kind of a fan of, like, brass and the industrial iron and the andesite. Those are my favorites. I don't have to build them out of that. But I guess for now, simply because it looks good, let's do the brass, right? So here's the deal. We're going to put down our train station. And you see this arrow? How it's pointing one direction or another? So that is indicating which direction our engine is going to be built in when we start to build it. So I want to make sure that we have plenty of room. And we want plenty of room on both the front and the back. You'll see why. So we're going to put this angling up towards that direction. And then there is, we click it a second time and it places our little station. So now, if we right click it, we can hit create new train. Currently says no bogies. Don't worry about that right now. We don't want to cancel the assembly. We're just going to close this window. So it's got this little upside down Swedish flag. Don't worry about it. This little blue splotch right here is where we're going to put our first train casing. And it's going to turn it into one of these railway cars. Now I believe we can also... How do I do this? Is it the wrench? Updated style invisible? Standard invisible. Okay. Alright. So yeah, what I was saying about the phantom stuff, apparently you can use this to turn it invisible. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. So if we right click on it with a train casing towards the bottom, you can choose between two of these styles. So you have this big wheel and you have the two little wheels. So I like the old steam trains. So we're going to do something like that. And then we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the thing to think about is that, like, this is going to be where we sit. And then, like, we could reasonably put, like, train controls right here. I mean, you know, maybe facing the correct direction. Maybe. I think they probably do fit like that. Let's do a train casing back here. And then a seat. So we get out, I don't know, like a... Let's do white. Nice and classic. So we get out this little seat. This is where we sit. Then we'll have access to the controls, and this is how we steer. Or, alternatively, how you have a minion steer. So for example, if you decide that all of your trains need to be run by sheep, for example, you could. That's basically how that would work. Now, each of these wheel sections are called, if I remember correctly, they're called bogies. And you can't have more than 2 bogies per car. And our engine counts as a car. So let's go ahead and remove, like, I don't know, that one. And we can place another... Maybe we can't. How did I do this? I knew how. Do you ever think to yourself, I knew how to do something like 2 months ago, and now I don't? Well, that's what I'm doing right now.
A few moments later.
Ah, did I break you? It's possible I broke you. Oh no, it just wants to treat this as the front of the train. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, and then all this blue back here is where we can place the rest of the carts. So I think like 5 or 6 is probably plenty. And then we'll attach another one of these bogies. Let's make it the big wheel. Yeah, put a section there on the back, and then all we need to do is... We could do something like that, where we just put like a seat right there. But of course the thing to remember is that we do kind of want our train to be, you know, wider than 1 wide. So we need to go ahead and get some stairs out. And the way that this is going to work, we don't need any glue. When this is done, we're going to tell it to assemble train, and everything connected to the bogies is going to count as train. So... I don't know, are we feeling like Blackstone, Deep Slate? Kind of thinking maybe like Deep Slate. Let's see here. We can get a polished Deep Slate pilot, which is nice. I don't know why it's calling this a pilot. It's a cow guard, but sure. Okay, buddy. We'll definitely want some headlights. I don't need a train station anymore. We've been going with a brass look, so we'll go with more brass. You know what? I'm kind of thinking Blackstone. Basic, I know, but I don't know. I just like it. I think it looks good. So we've got those 2. Let's go up to the front. Put that up there, and then our train guard goes like that. Or alternatively, we can stick it out just a little bit more. Something like that. I kind of almost prefer it. And then we get out these brass train hulls. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bonk. See, doesn't that look good? I think it looks good. I do want to have it like stop just a little bit early. Let's do a frame like this. How bad is the clipping gonna be? I mean, it's a little bad. And then we can put our lights on these. I mean, I don't hate it. So we'll do these little frame mounts right here. Clip that just as so, and then we can get out a steam whistle. Does it have to be attached to train casing? No. I used to know how to do this. Nope, that's incorrect. That is correct. And then since we don't need any more of these pilots, I'm just gonna dot some lights around so that way y'all can see what I'm doing. Like, I think the night looks pretty, but also, it might be nice if you could see what I'm doing, you know? Okay. Let's move these up. Yeah, that's good. And then we can do a little bit of glass. Blackstone, polished blackstone. We're good on our seat. So we'll just step this out, I think. Yeah. Yeah, and then we'll do these like little half slabs here, just to connect everything up. There we are, a little bit more visibility. For donkeys. No. Go, go, go. Get. Thank you. Oh my goodness. And they crowd around you. I don't know what the problem is. They're just like all up in your business. Not that tall. There we are. Okay, so is it the prettiest train I've ever made? No. 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 But I mean, you know, it's kind of cute. Is this the wrong one? You know what? Let's hold W to ponder. Right, it needs to be placed on a fluid tank. Oh, bold of you to assume I know my pitches. Okay. Well, that being the case, let's get out a tank. Fluid tank. We've got controls enough already. There, as if it had a boiler. Close enough. Okay, so now we could just go ahead and assemble this. So what that's going to look like is we'll go up to our little train station over here with an open hand. It says you have 2 bogies. Use train casings on highlighted tracks to create bogies. Remove bogies by breaking the block on top. Build carriages attached to 1 or 2 bogies each. So yeah. So these little wheel things, these are your bogies. Now you'll notice that we already have, you know, train, 2 wheels, bogie. If you wanted to have like a 3 bogie engine, for example, you know, if you wanted to do the classic like wheel setup, you know, as they should be, you'd actually be making a boat like a cart and a half, and so the nose would like you'd have to extend it back, and the nose would actually be like its own separate piece. It's better people than me have made a tutorial about it. We're gonna stick with the basic, and if it does look a little bit like I've built a semi, don't worry about it. This is fine. I don't know what I'm talking about. However, when you're done, you can go to assemble train. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. Assembly failed. Attach at least 1 forward-facing train controls block. Are you missing the super glue? Of course I am. So I thought you didn't need the super glue, but apparently we do. So thankfully it's not that hard. Okay. And now everything should be glued together. There we are. And so now it thinks we have a train. So these controls pop out, and then we would be able to steer the train, but I don't actually want to do that yet, because I want to show you what it looks like when you make a cart. So there are a ton of carts that you can make with the trains. We're going to go ahead and disassemble, and now it is back to being just a whole bunch of blocks tethered together by super glue. That's fine. So now back here, we can add another train casing. So like, I don't know. Yep. There. So we'll add a bogie, add our little front brick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is probably plenty. Sir. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to expand this entire base. Let's build up some walls. Okay, so by now y'all are aware that I have crippling ADHD. One of the things that comes with being ADHD, at least for some people, and I happen to be one of those some people, is you have a radio playing in your head 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is non-stop. With a lot of training and a lot of medication, you can get the radio to stop for a little bit, but it will eventually turn back on. I say this, I preface this even, so that you understand when I tell you I have had the Dragon Tales theme song stuck in my head for about 15 minutes. I can't take it anymore. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. I don't know why it's Dragon Tales today. I don't have kids. I haven't seen Dragon Tales in probably about 20 years. But that's where we are today. I don't know. I'm so ready to have anything else in my head. Oh well, I guess. So I have to admit, is this the most cozy cart? Not really. It'll be nice as a sleeper cart. I think that'll be probably its niche. It'll be good for that. Let's go ahead and get some lights. Get back into our train cart. There we go, nice and bright. I don't know, we'll add some pictures or something to it. And then need our door. Yeah, and then these together, they pair really nicely and they slide. I love these doors, they're so good. You have to do it the right way or else they don't slide together, they slide kind of cattywampus. But if you do it right, it looks really good. So let's get out some more seats. We'll make these benches. Why not? And then, yeah, so you have yourself a little passenger cart. Super cute. Easy to do. The engines are by far the more difficult to do, but once you get them done, it's not that big of a deal. And then, I believe that's all you do. So we've got 4 bogies if we assemble the train. Yeah, and then this little chain is created between them that pulls the carts together. And then you can string this along for as long as you've got straight track, which is really cool. So now that we've got our train built, let's go ahead and get out some more acacia rail. Let's get, I don't know, grass blocks or something. And I know that there is a way to do this. I just don't remember the controls. You know what? Let's try turning left, right? Let's back it up maybe. Because I just want to do like a little circle thing, you know? Like I don't want to do anything too complicated. Originally my goal was to have a train running around the entire ocean, and I wanted to do like a Ghibli line. Maybe I'll do that? I haven't entirely given up, but for today's episode, I just want to build trains and I just want to show you the trains. That's my entire goal today. And I'd ideally like to do it before the heat death of the universe, so that's part of the reason we're doing it in creative. Because yeah, I've been trying to work my way up to trains for a while now, and the problem that I keep getting hung up on is all the stuff to get the bronze casings. Right? You have to make these like lava cakes in order to feed your blaze burners, which sounds like a lot of unnecessary gardening. I know that there is another mod that we could just go get, and it would solve all that for us. Like, I'm aware, I know, but I don't want to. Okay. So now let's see. Yeah, it likes that. And then you need like an 8-block turn radius. Yeah, and you see how I had like a hole there and then it filled it back in? That's basically what it does. There we go, and then we can connect it. Let's go get in our tiny little train. Now controlling unnamed train, and so it'll say departing from the track. And you don't really steer it, you just determine its speed. And then hold space to approach the train station. And then stopped controlling contraption, which apparently throws me out of the universe. And I don't know if it's because we arrived or because somebody, and I'm not going to name any names, but somebody decided that we needed to be on the track. So this is why we put the cow guard. Because I mean, we've got literal cows. But then we've got the cavalcade. Oh, that's not good. It left like a ton of stuff. Oh, it seems to have gutted our train. I forgot the glue, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay. Let's disassemble the train, connect everything back together. There we are. And now hopefully this time when I reassemble the train. Oh, and we can name the train, so we can do like, I don't know, roundabout train. I don't know, we don't have to be creative today. Hopefully now yes, it works. Oh. And I definitely ran somebody over. But yeah, there we go. And then at the bottom it's got its little speed gauge. So if you wanted to, you could use like a train schedule in order to hook this up on like a bigger network and do different kinds of hauling. As you can see with our steam tanks over there. F5. There we go. Oh yeah, and the doors will slide open for you as well, which I think is really cool. But yeah, so if you were to hook this up to a larger train network, as you can see from the fact that we have steam tanks, you can hook this up to like a liquid filling station. So water, lava, EXP, whatever you have. And so you can make a train cart that's just dedicated for like tanks. You can have it for solid storage, so if you want to pump items into item tanks, you could do that. If you have passengers, if you have livestock, all that kind of stuff can go on a train. It's a really cool system. It's very flexible. So there's a lot that we can do with them. Not a lot we're going to do with them right now. But anyway, this has been like one of those, I really want to do this and it's been forever. So we're finally doing it. Here's my train. It's not very good, but it's mine and I like it. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining me on what has been a weird episode. slow in the beginning, and then we get to the good stuff in the middle, and then the end. I don't get it either. But this is what happens when you take a little bit of a break and you forget where all of your stuff is. But yeah. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Hope you all have a great week. Thank you so much. Good luck and happy building.